Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. If it's your first time here, welcome. Today we're going to be taking a look at an interesting rifle light from Brinyte. I don't really know how to pronounce it. B-R-I-N-Y-T-E, Brinyte. And it's the XP-22 Scorpion dual head rifle light. So let's check it out. So to start with, if you like this kind of content, don't forget to hit like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and hit all notifications. It helps with the YouTube algorithm, and it signals to YouTube that gun content is liked on YouTube and possibly gets it in front of more people that may not normally see it. And as always, don't forget, all gun laws are unconstitutional. So the Brinyte XP-22 Scorpion. Here is a look at it. Now, they did send it to me. They contacted me, I don't know, a couple months ago or something like that, a month and a half ago. I've been using it since then, on and off. This gun right here, on and off this gun. And let's talk about it. So when I first saw this, and I saw pictures of it online, I thought this thing was going to be massive. And I'm gonna say that the very first thing, when I first unboxed it, when I first got the box and I first unboxed it, I thought, man, this thing is nice and low profile. Doesn't add a whole lot of weight, doesn't add a whole lot of bulk to your rail. Now, it's an aluminum body design with 2 lamps on the front, total of 400 lumen output, which is pretty low, but it has an advertised 230 meter beam distance, which is actually quite good for 400 lumens. And for lights this small. That is again, very low profile design, as you can see here, to the height of this 1:8 Blackhound. Very low profile design, puts your thumb in a good position to actuate the light, has momentary, has on, and I believe, how does that work? Yeah, you double click it and it is strobe. Now, I cannot wait for weapon light manufacturers to stop putting strobe in their lights, but I have not accidentally actuated the strobe on this, which is nice. I much prefer being able to program strobe out of lights, but I've not accidentally double tapped this to accidentally put the strobe on. Now, it doesn't have a lock. It also has a lockout feature, and it is magnetic charging only. It has an internal battery. Now, the charger is right here on front. It comes with a little magnetic charging cord and head on it. Has low battery sensing and things of that nature. Now, there's a lot of things right, I think, they got with this, and there's a few things that I'm less than thrilled about. Where I think they got a lot of things right was not just the height. It's very, again, I cannot explain how low profile this thing is. It's very comfortable to use. It doesn't have any sharp edges on it. It's nice looking. And it puts the switch in a good place if you are needing to change shoulders. So if you are changing your grip, it is in the same place every time. Now, a lot of us will run a pressure pad on top where a light will be off of one side, but the pressure pad will be on top, so we can accomplish the same thing. So sort of Enforce-esque. It has a sort of swooped back trigger there for the light. Now, I have beat this thing around a little bit, bounced it off my tailgate a bunch of times, seeing if I could get it to flicker or stop working. Couldn't do so, so it seems to be, and it hasn't stopped working or flickered during recoil, so it seems to be of reasonably good build quality. So low profile, nice beam distance, especially for the lumens and the size, good trigger or good switch placement, are all the things that I really think they got right, as well as no flickering or no problems with recoil or beating it up. That's really where I think they got it right. Where I think this is something that I'm not going to continue running is it's not field serviceable. That is a huge deal, and I cannot believe that light manufacturers are still doing internal, or optic manufacturers for that matter, are still doing internal rechargeable only batteries. If there's a problem with this, you're fucked. If it dies on you, you're fucked. You can't change the batteries. There is no servicing this light in the field. They call it like your combat companion or something like that on their website. I just don't see it. I absolutely do not see it as it pertains to being an internal rechargeable only battery. Now, something I would have liked to seen on something like this, because this design we're used to seeing in IR setups. One side will be a white light, the other side will be an IR light or laser designator. So it could be IR only light and laser designator, white light and IR light and laser designator. This is a great setup for that, but they chose to go with white light on both sides. So another place where I'm finding fault with this is barricade resting. So if I come up and I jam onto a barricade with it, chances are I'm jamming up to one side or the other, and what you're going to have is a ton of white light splash back onto you directly in your face. It's not like when you are going through a room, and you can mitigate that or avoid mirrors and things like that. But you jam up on a barricade and all of a sudden you are being splashed back right, I mean, we're talking inches from your face with 400 lumens of white light. That could be mitigated if this was something that could be easily adapted to left or right side. Like if it was right side, you could maybe actuate it with your middle finger if I were to rotate this to the right side, or left side, and possibly actuate it with my thumb. But it really is a design that lends itself best to being top of the gun. So with that being said, since this design does best lend itself to the top of the gun, I have to ding it for barricade shooting. So to show you the next part, I took it off the gun, which gives me a chance to show you the bottom of it. It does have one recoil lug in it, and it has this sort of an action. You can't unscrew it too far and lose like the nut or the vice screw. So you just unscrew it all the way, push this down, opens the clamp, put it on your rail, and again has the recoil lug in it. Back here is the switch, and as you can see in there, it is all open and has just a little spring in there to return the switch to the off position. That being open, in my experience, just like with things like Black Hawk holsters and anything else that has these sort of openings, debris and shit getting in there, I can see being absolutely a problem as it pertains to then actuating the light. I absolutely wish this was sealed off. So it has its pros, it has its cons, and that's just, of course, in my opinion, having used it. If none of the cons that I've mentioned are a deal breaker for you, it's a cool little light. So the last thing is going to be price. This little guy racks up at 140 bucks. That's an ouch. Not because 140 bucks is a lot for a light, for a good weapon light, but we don't know if this is a good weapon light. It hasn't stood the test of time yet, and when you can buy things like Streamlight ProTax for 110 bucks, 108 bucks, or right around this area or less, and it has the known reliability, known fantastic customer service, one of the top light manufacturers in the business. It's hard to justify when you're talking about 1,000 lumen. Now they have a 2,000 lumen light, but 1,000 lumen light with a longer beam distance, more versatility as far as light placement. Just, it's a tough. 140 is a tough pill to swallow on this light. So is this light for you? I don't know. I absolutely cannot tell you that. It's nice low profile, very lightweight. Seems to hold up plenty well thus far. I don't know how much more I'm actually going to use it from here on out. But in the testing that I have done with it, with my example size of 1, it has held up just fine. I haven't had any problems with it, but I see quite the grab bag full of at least subjective cons, in my opinion, with this guy. So I would like to thank them for sending this out to me. I've absolutely had fun using it. I think they're on a good track. I've never heard of this company before. They don't offer like a ton of stuff, but I think they're on a good track. I think, again, if they switched up the switches to have dual switches and one of these being IR, I think this is a really cool setup. But both of them being white light, the possibility of splashback, the sort of single position design only on the gun, as well as some things like the battery, the internal charging, and this opening in the back where the switch is. It's definitely a pass for me. Thanks for watching, everybody. Don't forget to hit like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell if you want to see more videos from me. If you want to support the channel, you can always become a member of the channel. It's very inexpensive. You get video previews and members only posts, and more posts like this. Thanks for watching. We'll talk to you later.